Hello everyone, this is Robert from Book of Mormon Editions, where we discuss printings, publications, and various editions of the Book of Mormon. While researching various early printings, I'm honored that Brent Ashworth of Provo, Utah showed me this copy, and I wanted to highlight it today. This is the 1871 printing of the Book of Mormon, a hardback dark cover edition printed for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This had a simple spine with gold lettering and a gold perimeter around the cover edges. Prior to this volume, printing of the Book of Mormon was mostly done by printers in Great Britain. You'll remember that Brigham Young authorized the printing of the British Book of Mormon in 1841. Over the years, there were authorized printings, and by 1852, rather than making a new set of printing plates from typeset for each print run, the printer had made master plates called a stereotype plate that would be preserved for a number of printing sets going forward. However, by 1870, the printing plates were shipped to America and transported to Salt Lake City, where they were transferred to George Q. Cannon. These printing plates would be the master run for the 1871 printing. So the title page reflects an updated printing date of 1871 by George Q. Cannon in Salt Lake City. This 1871 edition would be known as the first Salt Lake printing, and is noteworthy as it's a first for the Saints that they had an edition printed locally rather than having it shipped from overseas. What's unique about this specific copy is that there is an inscription in the front end paper stating, quote, "With the compliments of George Q. Cannon, Salt Lake City, February 20, 1872. I'm sure that George Q. Cannon was very satisfied with the printing and proud to deliver some complimentary copies away. And it gets better. Turning the page of this copy previously shows a signature of Brigham Young. So in essence, this is the copy that George Q. Cannon gave to Brigham Young as a tribute to a new 1871 Salt Lake volume. So some background was that George Q. Cannon was a British convert to the church and a relative of John Taylor, and was heavily involved with the missionary efforts of the church. This involved preaching the gospel to the California gold rush miners, and he was primarily responsible for publishing the Book of Mormon in the Hawaiian language in 1855. He became an apostle in 1860 at the age of 33, and served in the first presidency under Brigham Young, John Taylor, Wilford Woodruff, and Lorenzo Snow. He even served prison time when the anti-polygamy laws were enforced during the Utah statehood experiences. However, part of his legacy included an edition of the Book of Mormon, as he was the publisher for this first printing in Salt Lake City. And this copy specifically is important as it's his gift to Brigham Young. So it's very interesting seeing a personal copy owned by Brigham Young, especially one with his signature in it. However, going through his life shows that Brigham Young was involved in a number of editions of the Book of Mormon, starting with the taking of an 1837 Kirtland copy on his mission, where he authorized the 1841 Great Britain printing. After this, several reprints happened in England, and new language editions were printed, including, as mentioned, Hawaii, Italian, German, and partially in Spanish, and a newly formed writing system called the Desert Alphabet, where Book of Mormon was printed in that language also. So Brigham Young probably had a number of specific copies, and this is one of them. It's also worth noting that after Brigham Young led the Saints to the Salt Lake Valley, he had to lead them into turning a desert landscape into something that could be livable. Instead of just being a spiritual leader, Brigham Young also had the responsibility of having the Saints survive in a hostile environment. And then he requested missionaries to be resent to the four corners of the world, and then encouraged new members to uproot themselves and immigrate back to the wild wests of Utah. President Hinckley gave a tribute to Brigham Young in October of 2003 General Conference.
At the close of one particularly difficult day, I looked up at a portrait of Brigham Young that hangs on my wall. I asked, "Brother Brigham, what should we do?" I thought I saw him smile a little. And then he seemed to say, "In my day, I had problems enough of my own." Don't ask me what to do. This is your watch. Ask the Lord whose work this really is. And this, I assure you, is what we do and must always do.
So in essence, Brigham Young had the challenges that we don't have today, and we have challenges that Brigham Young never thought of. So while reviewing a unique copy of the Book of Mormon, I hope that we renew some appreciation of what others in the past have gone through in order for us to have the blessings that we have today, and that historically we can allow others to have their challenges rather than throwing rocks at the past. So I'm honored that Brent Ashworth allowed me to see this copy of the Book of Mormon and to increase some appreciation of those who have gone before. Thanks everyone for sharing this time today going through a special copy of the Book of Mormon. If you have a specific or unique printing of the Book of Mormon that you'd like reviewed here, please contact me at bomeditions@gmail.com. Best wishes, everyone.